Hello, everybody, and I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. That tonight's going to be a good night, and that tonight will be a good night. For we are doing a review of the Black Eyed Peas' new album. What is it, Chris?
Masters of the Sun, Volume 1.
That's right. My name is HSR.
My name is Chris Chrome. What up, guys?
For those of you not down for the intro, in the description of this video, you will be able to jump ahead to when we actually start talking about the project. For those of you that are new here, welcome. We are going to be going through this album track by track, offering you our opinion, what we think is interesting, etc. You can join us in a conversation in those comments below, letting us know what you thought along the way. Yeah, we're not necessarily the most astute hip-hop head scholar types. We are on a quest to learn, acquire knowledge. So if you do think that you want to correct something because we fucked something up, feel free to jump in. We totally appreciate that shit. I personally answer every single comment that shows up on the channel. And to show the kind of that we real, we'd like to share a favorite comment from last week's episode. Last week we talked about the Rest in Peace, Mr. Lil Peep. Come Over When You're Sober, Volume 2. And on that review, we got a comment from Jacob Mob, and it was really swell. It was one of the kindest comments I think we've gotten ever in the history of comments, so I wanted to share it. This is what YouTube is supposed to be circa 2006, doing it for the passion for it. It's true, we have passion. It might not show sometimes, but there is passion. I love it, guys. Thank you, sir. Keep the good work up, and most importantly, have fun. That's not always simple, doing it. We try. So we'll have a feeling. Ooh, come on, right? Let's raise the roof and shit. Okay. Trying to have funner. You know, that's what life's supposed to be like. I'm too much of a negative Nilly, is what I've been told.
Isn't it negative Nancy?
I thought it was Nilly. Maybe it's Nancy. Maybe it's both. Is it both? Comments, please. You know, instead of us just arguing aimlessly over nothing. Anyway, so we really care about the feedback, and we want to see this grow. We have a few projects that we're going to be working on to build out a real community and shit, a real home, we'll call it. Anyway, special thanks before we begin to our patrons, Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Parado, Super Old School 1994, and Lindell Williams. They support us directly. We'll talk a bit about that at the end. And we got a couple to do today. Some bonus extra episodes is coming. So without further ado, Mr. Christopher.
Long.
Why not, instead of moping, introduce again the album we're talking about for these people who skipped ahead?
Well, for this week's Headspace album, episode 102, we're going with the Black Eyed Peas, Masters of the Sun, Volume 1.
Which is titled off of the graphic novel of the same name. Yep. Of which I know nothing about. That's my understanding of the title.
It's a comic book. It's like they developed their own, they talked about it on the Breakfast Club interview. It's something about like their own like kind of comic book, and they're going around saving the world with like music and stuff like that.
It's like literally them?
Yeah.
This graphic novel is like,
yes.
God damn, I should look into that.
From what?
I feel stupid now.
Hopefully I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw them actually have like the actual book with them on the interview.
Oh, that's wicked.
So.
No, that's really cool. From what I understand, just in general, they're like legit real with the activism and the pushing for positivity, and none of that's bullshit. So I got to give respect.
Well, where is the love, right? Like that's how I.
Can we tangent for a second, even before we start? So where is the love with JT back in the day? Beautiful song, undeniable. Everybody loves it. You know, where is the love featuring The World? Or Everyone or whatever was a weird track because they implied that we were all, you and me, we were featured on that song. Nobody consented us all. Somehow The World was credited. I think DJ Khaled was in the video. Anyway, that's nothing about the song. I thought it was just the corniest shit ever. Anyway, back into this review.
Well, hold on. You say corny.
It is
corny.
Say
cool.
I don't think it's
like
that
they're
cool.
Being active with
I mean, I know what they're trying to do and the inclusion and everything, and it's whatever. Sorry, guys.
Do you guys think it's corny or cool? Let us know.
I think it's sweet, and I think it's nice, and I understand the sentiment. I'm not trying to shit on the sentiment. Right. I still think that it's a little bit more corny than I would go for on a typical day. And I'm a pretty corny person. So I think I know corny pretty well, you know? You know, like you do, it takes one to know one type of thing. So as a dorky ass motherfucker, I know when dorky is screaming in my face, and that's what I felt with that.
You got me.
We'll try it like that. All right. So normally we like to start this shit with kind of how familiar we are with the artist kind of thing, just to let you know, coming into it, a general sense of our opinions and attitudes coming into the project. So, Chris, why don't you tell us your familiarity with the Black Eyed Peas prior to this moment?
They were there throughout my entire childhood. Radio stations, MTV, Much Music, whatever. Like
Much Music is Canada MTV.
They based in a way, from what I saw, they kind of took over. They were like again, for me, they were kind of like the band you wanted to be. They seemed to be having so much fun. Well, I was young.
No, that's cool. It's just I've never heard that before.
But they seem. I mean, I found Fergie attractive. I liked the style. I wanted to chill with them. I wanted to hang out with them. It kind of gave that like party cool vibe.
So you wanted her humps, her humps.
I did.
Her
all
love
up in that trunk.
Her lovely lady lumps.
Yes.
Her humps.
Her lovely lady.
This might happen a couple more times, folks. Go on, Chris.
Right? Yeah, I fell upon them during their album Monkey Business. I kind of stumbled upon Ella Funk a little bit, and then just. They were that band that you just knew, like, oh, Black Eyed Peas dropped a new album. Here's their 4 latest tracks on the radio. Boom, and then it's like you just know, and then they're everywhere. From growing up, and then at a certain point, I guess I just switched my love of music to something else or found a new.
If it counts, I don't believe they really released a project since 2009. I mean, I might be wrong. They had a couple of songs here and there, but there was issues with Fergie and everything. I might be. I don't know the full details. I've read up on the wiki a couple of times.
Also, I wanted to inform. I don't know if I'm assuming everybody who's here to watch this knows this, but Fergie's only been there a selective amount of years.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to kind of comment on. Because, like, I mean, I know I never listened to anything that came out, like, before Fergie. Right, so I know they had a career, and maybe from what Wikipedia had said, it like wasn't popping at that point. Fergie comes in, and then they basically get the smash single "Where's the Love," which like literally took over the world, with uncredited vocals from Justin Timberlake. Anyway, and then it's basically single after single of like the charts. So like all throughout high school and adult life for a while, it was just like. Again, all the time there'd be a new Black Eyed Peas single, or maybe it was a little bit after 2009. I don't really know.
Well, okay, so technically the last album I would consider it to be is The Beginning, which was 12 songs, released 2010.
It's close enough.
Right, so it's been 8 years since an official album.
Right, and that had the I Got a Feeling. Right. And they were like pop stars. And then like...
But there was an album in 2011, but it was like it was both of their last two, The Beginning and The Best of the END.
And then like Will.i.am, when it made that Will.i.am sound where everything sounded like the same thing.
Yeah, he was rocking with Justin Bieber for a quick minute.
He was rocking with Britney. He was rocking with everybody.
He was hitting up everybody.
And like at that point, okay, so for me, like I've never listened to a Black Eyed Peas album before to like, you know, this round of listening. I knew the singles. I liked a few of them. I mean, to me,
I had Monkey Business, or my dad did.
To me, it just kind of like felt like they were just poppy, rappy, fluffy party music.
They were fun. That's what
like
it was.
If you went to a club, at least when I was young, and you went out, you just see a room full of people awkwardly jumping up and down to "I Got a Feeling."
Well, maybe not just clubs. Like I also did it at the house parties.
Years,
like those were...
you know, like that song took over and stuff, and then whatever. I guess they got into that party stuff. I don't know. I just I always think of them like party fun music, I guess, but like to a point where it's like LMFAO level of.
But I was actually gonna say that I feel like
I
feel like Black Eyed Peas kind of paved somewhat of the lane for LMFAO in a sense.
Right.
Like they're nowhere near the same. Like they have
I would say that they have that similarity of that basically the best place to play their music for a minute, at least that patch of the Black Eyed Peas career would be in a club, banging out music, huge speakers, and their shit's fucking proper. And you put it on for like conscious reasons and you're like, I don't know about this. It's not Nas, but like in general, like it was good for what it was, and that's how I took it. But I wasn't necessarily into it. It was just if it came on, it was cool. I never sought it out. And then I saw that there's this Back to Hip Hop song with Nas on it, and I'm like, does that say Black Eyed Peas featuring Nas? Because that's a kind of thing that I think stands out in 2018, or at least something I wasn't expecting. So I looked at the track list, and I'm like, that's an interesting track list for something called the Black Eyed Peas. Now, I understand that they had like a real, let's say a more true to the core hip-hop sound in their early days, and that the goal of this project is fundamentally to like migrate back to that core sound. They're like taking like a conscious choice to do that, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm really happy we're talking about this project for real. But like, it just caught me so off guard because last I had heard is like Fergie was no longer in the group and everything was kind of up in the air. And, you know, like it didn't seem like anything was really going to appear. For me, I mean, you guys may have been following it and knowing it, but like for me, it just out of nowhere, there's this like song with Nas and fucking Black Eyed Peas, and I had to hear it. And I'm like, that sounds really fucking cool. Spoiler alert. Just like, because it's not, I'm expecting some Will.i.am thumping basses and shit, you know?
But like instead, that too, Will.i.am is also like a producer, right? He also produces a lot of beats. So I get the shock value of like Black Eyed Peas and Nas together. It's like, whoa. But I think that
like,
when you think of like Will.i.am, it's like,
I don't think of anything that sounds like Nas in any conceivable way.
Fair enough.
I think of stuff that sounds great with Britney Spears.
I also want to hit up on the other point too. Like, my expectations for this album may be a little weird because I didn't think it's weird not having Fergie. I'll be honest. I saw them break up and all that stuff, and that was cool. Like, get the whole split up, but it's like there's just missing what I guess it's because I'm associating it with my whole childhood and everything. Like, I've had that whole group together.
No, I respect
and
that.
now it's like it just seems off.
Well, I was
different.
I completely forgotten about the Fergie thing when I clicked on the YouTube link, and then I was listening to it, and I can tell you one thing: if I have to compare against like Meet Me Halfway or anything on this album, like I really like Meet Me Halfway, I really do, but like I kind of like the sound they're creating on this project a lot more.
That is one thing, and I don't want to spoil the album. We'll definitely get into it very soon. That's one thing I do appreciate about this whole thing is the sound, the different types of instrumentals and stuff we're going to talk about throughout the album. They're fantastic, and anyway, of course we'll
I mean, let's just talk about the cover real quick. It's all black except for the parts that are kind of whitish, and it's their faces in a triangle thing. And I guess this is maybe correlated to the graphic novel. If I were to hazard a guess, I didn't do my research on this. Sorry, folks. It is fine. I would never remember this cover. I mean, it doesn't stand out to me in any real significant way, except that it's the three of them. And I think that's a bold statement because there is a fourth lady that's involved in this project, but I guess she's not officially in the group. Anyway, it's fine.
I think that as per being the bold statement, they're going back to originality. Like when they first started,
yeah.
What was it, like 1998 or something like that? They were still only the three guys. So that's one thing. Two, I like the artistic choice of it. Their faces are white and black, all shady, but they're kind of like shapes that are, you can see like shapes all.
Holy shit! I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they kind of look like origami in a way, like
oh, that is cool.
Type. So that's really cool. It's I feel like it suits the Black Eyed Peas because they had this whole like funky
stupid
techno,
thing.
Yeah, like funky techno era. So I feel like it still suits like Will.i.am's like techno funky type sound. I feel like they kind of always have this futuristic type of look to this. Like this looks something out of Star Trek, to tell you the truth.
I don't agree with you.
I know. Maybe not 100%, but like still
it looks futuristic in a more neon kind of way. We'll call it. I picture a more colorful world than.
Sorry, techies or Trekkies.
Techies. Oh, Chris. Okay, you know what? Let's go back to hip hop.
Brains DNA play like God. I break it back.
So yeah, like it comes in and it's got this. I want to say like New York sounding, classic-y hip-hop sound.
Suits were not Nas is from New York. Yes.
Are they from New York? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Wow.
They're all from different places.
Okay.
Like
Either way,
one's Filipino, straight from the Philippines.
The song kicks in and it's rap. Like, it's none of this fluffy pop bullshit. And I don't want to, like, come off like that, but, like, if I can imagine how if you were an old school Black Eyed Peas fan and then they made all this pop stuff for, like, 8 years or whatever, however long it was, and then they went to this, you might be a little bit excited at this point because it seems like, unlike anything, it superseded any expectation of Black Eyed Peas album of 2018. I never could have conceived this, is what I'm trying to say.
Really?
This quality of rap on a hip-hop sounding beat with these guys? No, I could not have conceived that. I'm sorry if I'm just ignorant here, but, like, this is the same people who did Dirty Bit.
I don't.
Dirty Bit.
But I feel like even Dirty Bit, will.i.am has always had this old school type of vibe to him. Like, even with the futuristic obsession and shit like that, I feel like he's always brought in this type of, and what is heavily highlighted in this song,
I would have said
boom bappy type of feel. Like, he's always
I would
had
say
that.
maybe for a little bit in the early parts, but not in, I mean, what, I don't know. I don't agree that what was popping off in 2009, I'm so 2008. You know, that shit wasn't
boom bap in there too.
Yeah,
like
but
I'm saying, like he's always. I felt like he's always had like a certain. Because I've always said it. Every time I listen to Black Eyed Peas, I'm like, this always kind of has an old school typey feel, even with all the.
Okay,
energy
so maybe
and all
you're
the
right
creativity.
on that. The rhythm patterns had a relation to the chord. Let's say this is a lot more true to form, right?
Okay.
And I really appreciated that because I'd much rather listen to this. Because honestly, like, will.i.am is not bad. Like, he comes in with like,
Ring
I don't
the
know.
alarm. Get on the horn and inform everyone from Oregon to Melbourne that the funk phenomenon has been reborn and transformed.
Yeah, and then it's basically like, hey, we're back and we're done with the Elefunk stuff. We're back to like a whole new vibe.
I don't think he's saying we're done though. I think he's paying homage to it. I think he's like referencing
You're right.
it.
I don't think you're saying he's done. I think he's saying they're transforming
Like
into
reborn.
a new direction that is a lot more true to form.
Right.
And, you know, we gotten strong from the pain that's underground whereupon we kill the beast when the mic ain't on. That's my motherfucking procedure. I'm cold with the flow. I will freeze you. You know what I'm liking is that it doesn't sound like they're trying to pander to a pop market or make safe anythings. It just sounds like, yo, we're back. We actually know how to spit. Hi, we're here.
Well, I want to follow up there. I'm the Emperor. I'm Caesar. Can somebody tell me where the MCs are? I violate over guitars, annihilate, and operate like I'm on ER. And I like that because it's like, I like how he's being bold and questioning the actual MC status of rappers and not just like lyrics or bars or just like your song or your genre. It's like, where's your actual passion, your ability to like freestyle properly or whatnot, like the actual definition of like an MC lyrical.
But can we on that note pivot into Apple Deep for a second, because he literally rhymes lyrical with miracle. That makes him the lyrical miracle rapper of 2018, because I can't say that anyone that we've talked about this year has actually used lyrical and miracle in a rhyme scheme outside of Joe Budden and the pop trend of, hey, lyrical miracle rhymes. But here we have it, folks. Actual lyrical miracle rhymes. I'm not trying to make fun. It's just, I don't know. It popped into my head. I ran with it. I actually really like this verse, though, because it's not like just pointless. You know, it's that incredible, original, strong individual. Send a million decibels of sound through your physical.
Hey.
I'm right from the essence. I'm coming with hard rhymes, being true to myself, and spitting these words in a way that they're going to pump through your headphones and they're going to mean something, you know? Flowing into his awesome lyrical miracle line, but it's proficient with the lyrical vision like a miracle. That's actually cool. He can rap and he has foresight. He has something to say. I appreciate that. Damage all you mumbling MCs rhyming about decimal, increasing or residual while you still remain minimal. Maximize, utilize my plant mineral. And I'm still sitting here going, like, this is really good. Like, I'm not trying to sound like whatever, but in my head, I'm like, yo, this is really, like, solid. I'm really enjoying my experience with this, you know? And then that chorus is the back to life. And instead of back to reality, you just get back to life a lot. It doesn't change, which is fine.
But I like how they're using that song in terms of like old school, the year it comes from, and everything, and they're using it to mean let's bring it back to the original hip hop as well as calling out like everyone else. How did you feel about the Nas?
Oh, hold on,
actually,
Taboo, man.
As well. Yeah.
Taboo's cool. I felt like he sounded a little weaker than the other two, but I really, really like when he said, Ali, when I float, it's chaos. Sorry, on a boat full of dope, growing up flow. which is cool because, like, you know, it comes off on this, you know, just literally picture him on this dope, etc. But then he's like, Ali, when I float, it's a KO, which is a cool line because Ali floated around the ring when he's fighting, and the boat floats, you know, and the flow is all about floating. So I kind of started really looking for these little connecting lines where you're rhyming, but you're also connecting unique but like different concepts together.
Right.
And that's actually kind of cool. Face to the flow, it's going to hit him with the payload. Moab, that's the mother of all bombs. Got him running like Usain Bolt. Anyway, it's fine. I really enjoyed it. And then Nas comes in and he really just sounds like Nas.
I like how they built up Nas, though. I like how they...
Yeah, Nas.
Like, they really,
Nas in your area.
changed the whole... Like, first off, the beat is dynamic as fuck. Like, they don't keep something... It's not the same beat pattern. It's not the same loop. It's not nothing. They keep it so much alive, captivating, and going. And then, as Nas is coming in, the beat drops, and they're like, Nas, and they're hyping him up, And I feel like... I don't know if that was a little bit overplayed.
No. I mean, I can see how if I'm listening to this like 37 times, sometimes it'll be like, oh yeah, I'm fucking excited for this Nas part because it's hyping me up. And then other times it'll be like, yo, this just kind of breaks up the flow of the song. But at the same time, it's so significant to me to see Nas on this track. Like, it's just so unexpected. It literally is the reason we're reviewing this album.
But I think
that I kind of like it.
I think that what it did, though, and what I feel like it did, is that it gave that old school, again, feel. Like, yo, yeah, HSR, let's go. Like,
which is cool, because the track is literally called back to hip-hop.
So that I like that type of paying homage, that ode to old school. But I think that it does a little bit annoy me how they kind of hyped him up that much.
That's fine. His verse comes in and it just sounds like I want to say classic Nas. Like, it sounds like it could be at his more finer in terms of effort and flows and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm really enjoyed this whole verse. It comes in. It really... Pack corners, gap pointed at people. Know I beef, dude. Can't afford a funeral. Never. Mortician, have your man face looking like leather. And I don't know. It just... Again, it's stuff like I never really consider in general, just an environment where you can't afford a funeral and this, that, and, you know, your face might be bricked or things. My imagination flows with it. And I like that he comes in with that real shit and he's on that vibe. Sometimes I find him flossy and it's not so fun, but when he comes in with that more context, paints a landscape of his environment at you, that's my favorite kind of Nas. And Will.i.am sounds great next to him, you know. I talk, fly, verbalize a pilot, poetic fertilizer, that's lyrical shit. And I'm like, that's a great fucking line, you know? Mm-hmm. To, like, try to make your words fertilize young minds and other people listening to your music through your ideas. And it's just like, this is amazing. This is a great way to deliver messages and shit with cool rhymings and whatnot. Then some weird shit with the bring it back. It's a resurrection, bring it back. And then it does that for a while. I'm okay with it. It's not my favorite part. That bothered me more than the Nas hype up part. And then Will.i.am comes back in. We need to mention, it all depends how I'm feeling when I descend. I'm probably going to go kamikaze like Eminem. It happened. We're already talking about Eminem kamikaze bars in the middle of a song this year. It happened. I didn't expect that. And I'm like, that's culturally relevant too, you know? Like, it's almost like shouting out that this album, in a sense, the kamikaze one, is a back to hip-hop forum to lash out lyrically, take on everybody, challenge people, but also saying that he has the skills to do it too. Well, it's a little much, but I'll accept because I enjoyed the line. And then Nas comes back in as the beat flows up again, you know, and kind of just, you know, references how he's survived it all, done it all, and knows what's good. And
But I think Nas's last verse
keeps it real.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. It's that there's a little essence of like calling out a lot of the new rappers on this track. Not that they're directly going like, y'all are shit, no, go back to old school. But you can listen to the song and be like, okay, yeah, you're basically saying that a lot of the new age is kind of like fake and not really real, or it's not authentic the way it used to be. People are like coming up at a different grade, different age, different time. And I think that's just really what Nas was trying to do, was just trying to be super original and authentic about it. Or maybe not like super, but like he was trying to present that authenticity in his verse to make it like, this is what we used to do back in the day. This is what our life is. This is exactly how hip hop was kind of like born in a sense. Not like, yeah, I'm from the streets, but my mom gave me 6 cars or whatever.
No, I agree with that. Like, I like what you're saying, because it makes me think like this song is trying to almost be a little bit of a blueprint for how we can go back to like the root of hip hop and be pure with it, but still like spice it up a little bit and fuck with some new age shit, you know? Like, it's not completely void of some Black Eyed Peas fancery. Will.i.am's little touch is definitely visible. No hate. And I think it's cool, because I much prefer listening to something like this than say a lot of other things because of that vibe. It's a 4.3. I think it's a cool song. I could see how I'd go bump this in particular moments. It's maybe not my go-to, but I really enjoyed this more than I thought I would.
I gave this song a 4. I like it. I do enjoy the song. It's just I don't think I'm into the vibe that is going to be throughout this album. I think that's something I've already kind of figured out, that this might be more of like a playlist type.
I don't know if I would agree with the playlist. I do think that it's trying to take a certain. It's definitely not targeting the same demographic as a harsher sound would be. They're trying to maybe, I feel like, take a more pure form, but still have their like same demographic, the same poppier, safer sound, you can say, a little bit. Even though I'm not trying to call them overly safe, but relative to some of the more street guys, let's say, these guys are on the safer side of things, which is cool because they're about positivity and love and shit, you know?
Fair enough.
Anyway, at least Chris is decisive, as is the key point of the next track, yes or no.
Yes, you're either fixing it or breaking it, taking it or making it. You're either.
I mean, this is an interesting concept, which rubbed me the wrong way at first, and I don't know how I feel about the theme of this song, but we'll get into that. It starts out with like, are you ready on the right? Are you ready on the left? Decide, you know, basically is the point of this. So yes or no, pick a side, you know, thumbs up or thumbs down. Like, end of the day, make a decision. It's your choice. You must decide. Your indecisiveness is fucking useless. And then, like, literally every line is shit like you are either fixing it or breaking it, taking it or making it. You're either too legit, or you're kind of fit, or faking it. And it just kind of flows in like that. It's just every line is like a counter of what you are. Like, it's like a 1 or 0 philosophy. Everything's black or white. I do like it when he goes, you're either lit as fuck or you suck and you swallowing. And then I feel like this is a song where you can kind of grab out little one-liners here and there that are really enjoyable as they sequence in and through each other, right? And it's just like, you thinking local, you thinking international, you dreaming big or dreaming little. And it's just, I think my problem with this song is in that it's just, it oversimplifies like everything into just choosing. And I am a huge proponent of power of suggestion and how everything in life is a choice, and it's really cool and stuff, but I don't understand exactly what they're going for in this song. I mean,
so I came up with like, again, my own theory. And I feel like they're kind of speaking on society, on how nobody is 100%. And again, this is my opinion. It sounds like people aren't 100% determined with or okay with the decision they make. It's like, pick a side, yes or no, whatever. 1 minute it's like, oh, in terms of hip hop, fuck a mumble rapper. But then somebody like me, when it started, I was like, fuck Lil Uzi. Then we reviewed it, and then I'm on the Lil Uzi
I would
train.
say that, I just gotta cut you off there. I don't think it's quite the same as you.
I'm simplifying it.
No, but I think it's a bad example, because I think what you did is a good example of things. You didn't just flippity floppity. You're not what's being represented here, because you thought a certain way. You got exposed to, you were decisively choosing one thing.
Okay.
And now you're decisively choosing a different thing.
But it's after. But
so
I
this is.
chose
But let's
after.
like take your same example. It's the same person who's like, fuck a mumble rapper when he's over here, and then he's loving mumble rappers when he's over there. Or take a person who's left on these issues when he's over here, and it's cool or fashionable, or right when it's cool or
So kind of like
fashionable.
playing the field and trying to like be like fitting in or whatnot. So you're not really staying true to yourself.
And it's just a matter of being indecisive and not whatever. And if you look at our culture and life, people are very indecisive. I mean, I don't know about you, but I struggle greatly with the great decision of, can I take your order, please? Hardest fucking question I can answer in my entire life is picking what I want to fucking eat off of a menu. But like with real issues and stuff, people are very indecisive, and because it requires being like true to yourself and knowing inside of your heart what is the truth to become decisive. And that's what people don't have to admit things to themselves.
But like,
and so it's kind of contextualizing it like, I guess you either are or you aren't, right? So like you could be the smartest with the most intellect, you could be the dumbest living stupid failing of your test. So you could be either of these things. You either are one or you're the other one.
If you're okay, so let's take that for example, right? If you don't study, you're falling into the category of failing, being stupid, failing the test. If you put in the hard work, you study the book, whatever, you pass the test, you're part of that.
That's an interpretation.
So, right. My thing though is like, isn't also being decisive or making a choice based on knowledge, growth, and wisdom and whatnot. So it's like, if right now, you know, or right now something as a 15-year-old, I believe in this. But then turning 25, it's like my belief in this or my decision to not do X, Y, Z is now changing because over the years, over the time, I've learned different stuff. I understand it more and whatnot.
Fair. But I don't think that, again, it comes down to, like, if you're decisive and you change your mind, that's not the same thing as being indecisive. So, like, if you take the idea of you could be smart or you could be dumb, well, in a sense, it's like you're choosing to be smart with the actions in your life to become smarter, or you choose to be dumb because you choose to be dumb. But if you're indecisive, you'll find yourself making excuses. You're not really embracing your life. You're not really being true to who you are and understanding it. So you can make like, oh, I'm not this or that or this, and you don't really understand the truth about what you are. So I think what the song is trying to convey is, you need to know within yourself that you are either this or you are either that, and make a choice. You can't just be in the middle anymore, because being in the middle is fucking useless. Being in the middle isn't a real thing. I mean, even from like a religious perspective, is that old thing.
Politics?
Everything. I think it's social politics, identity politics, all sorts of different kinds of things. Just the turbulent issues of life these days.
It's very vague in terms of a song at this point.
But like, just consider that idea that there's a fence in the middle, and then there's heaven on one side, hell on the other side, and you're in the fence, and you have to make a choice. Are you in heaven or are you in hell? And if you never choose and you stay in the middle and you're indecisive, you've chosen hell through your actions, is kind of the metaphor that pops into my mind when I hear this song. But there's some grievances I have with it a little bit, because there's lines like, you either smiling or you frowning. Like, that really oversimplifies a lot of shit like depression and things like that, where you can be smiling and frowning all at the same time, because life's a clusterfuck of emotions.
But I think
and I know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to say. They're literally just trying to play up that perspective is everything, and it's a bunch of psychological shit in that regard. But I think that the approach that they took in their oversimplification in some cases made some kind of dumb lines here and there. Not that it's bad, but it almost comes off like you either hating or you loving them, smiling, hugging, or your anger, mean mugging them. You either first or behind, you either coming later, never showing up on time. So it's like, yeah, you either are this or that. But I believe that the goal of this song is you're supposed to consider within yourself and choose the right thing. But the same song can also be taken, in my opinion, to convey choose the wrong thing, because under the same conditions of the song, you can be all the worst descriptors.
But even see here, and then it comes back to the first point we said on the topic of the track. It's the simplification of it, because I don't think they're harping or judging on anybody that goes, well, I choose to be, uneducated, I choose to be lazy or whatever it is. But it's just they're like you said, at least they're really just focusing on the indecisiveness.
Right? And I understand. They're saying it's a problem.
That's really what it is. I think it's super simplistic to that point.
And I do like when he's like, you either lazy or you hustling, you either is honest business or you shady, and you have honest customers in your business, or you shady and you're fucking them, or whatever that line was. I really like that, because you do make these conscious choices as business owners. And even in corporate America, so often you'll see how publicly, or in one hand you're talking about all the efforts you make to show how much you care about your clients and how much they mean to you, but on the other hand you're deceptively wording things in order to fuck them in the ass as quick as possible. So you either are the honest type or you are the shady type. You can't be both. And that's, I guess, the core point, is you can't be both these things. You either are one or you are the other. And from that point of view, I am totally okay with what the song is. And I think the fact that we're even having this conversation is really great, because it adds value. It means that this song has some depth to it. And it really, I don't disagree with the overall perspective. I question the delivery mechanism, but I actually like the philosophy conveyed in this. I think the song's pretty cool. I don't like the hook so much, but I like the verses a lot. So I gave this a 4.25.
I gave it a 4. I enjoy it overall. Again, it's just not my sound. I like the concept. I like their message they're trying to convey. I don't really mind the delivery technique. I feel like that was pretty cool. I enjoy some of the simpler stuff, so it's okay for me. Yeah, it's just the sound of it still is like, all right,
enough.
this is cool.
All right, so let's get ready for the next one.
You're messing with the Trinity. Try this, try ain't go in your vicinity. Maybe that was.
Hey, Chris, how do you feel about this one?
It's cool. It kind of follows suit in terms of like being better. They're making this new wave. They're trying to like hit on some new stuff. I like the flows in the song. I like how everybody kind of lays down their verses. But the song didn't really kind of fit with me a little bit. I didn't really get into the beat. I didn't really get into the sound of the track. It felt a little bit kind of lacking something to me. It didn't have that energy I felt.
That's fine.
I do enjoy the girl on the track, the female vocal. She does have a very beautiful voice. I do enjoy how she kind of carries it through the chorus. That was good. I like in verse 1, I like when will.i.am was like Depeche Mode. I'm on that new wave all the time, always. I work Tuesday to Tuesday. On the calendar, I stay hungry.
365,
yeah,
365 on the calendar.
Right. I like his work ethic. I like how he's passionate about working and putting in the effort to make the sound he wants and to find that quality.
But it's also like worth noting that Depeche Mode was kind of next level and out there in terms of sound, so he's inspired by being out there as he's on this new wave, putting in this grind and changing shit up.
Right. Then we have Taboo on the second verse. It was okay.
He's gonna kill you.
I don't think that it was that cool.
Chopping
of a verse.
motherfuckers with my tomahawk, blood clot, cardiac arrest, make your heart stop.
It was
Savage.
hard.
He's gonna kill you.
But it didn't kind of fit the mood of the track either. Like for me, it was like these are hard. I'm gonna kill you bars on something that's super like.
Oh, it fits the mood for me.
Mellow and just kind of like
that's
loungy.
like that's what makes it savage.
I get that.
It's just it's intensity, man. It's how can you be so calm and cold on such a fun beat, man? He pulls it off,
I guess. And then verse 3, Apple
Deep.
Apple Deep. I found he had cheese bars and he talked about women. And that's...
So he wants money and women and he wants to be a player with the braggadocious life because this is the braggadocious song.
I gave it a 3.7. I respect the flows. I respect the, what they're saying, but this isn't for me. Like, just the vibe of the track just wasn't for me.
I feel like it's very braggadocious, as I was just saying. It comes in and it's like, we're going to get ready. We're not playing games. You hear what I'm saying? It's for real. Because now that they've, maybe expressed some of their overall sound, their new direction they're going, they're back to core, they need to remind you that they're also ill. And I noticed that will.i.am has a little more revolutionary, I want to change shit up kind of approach.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get ready for the new age, new chapter, check the new page, Mac shit, Malcolm X shit, I do the right thing, new school days. Like Malcolm X shook shit up. That's what he did in terms of the popular convention of what all the other folk, as I understand it, in the civil rights movements were involved in. So it was a different approach to things. And that's why it all kind of works out ideologically. And I thought that was really cool. And then the Black Eyed Peas Rockin' Till Infinity made me think of 93 Till Infinity, which was really cool. And then, the chorus comes in. That was fine. I like how he also ends with the Black Eyed Peas Till Infinity thing. I felt he was really savage sounding, and I just wasn't expecting it per se. And at first glance, I can see where Chris is coming from, but then I'm like, as far as being ill goes, it's kind of another direction. He'll lyrically destroy you. You know, he's gonna take you the fuck out, and he's so harsh that he's coming in like that, and I like that. It's not any different than any other dude going in like that, talking about how the rhymes are disastrous.
Don't discredit their lyrics.
So I thought it was perfect, and then it's like they each took a different direction of flossing on this song, and I really enjoyed that. But overall, it was so far my least favorite one that we've listened to. I do feel like it was a little more on the, I don't know how much I really want to listen to these guys being braggadocious like that, but I respect like almost the need for songs like this on this project. If that is the goal, to go back to this hip-hop sound, then you kind of have to approach it from all the different angles. So while it might not be the one I like the most, I do appreciate it enough to give it a 4. And so yeah, speaking of 4s, forever.
Rocking over here, it's jumping over here. Them other niggas dull, but we shine like veneer.
All right, Chris, how do you feel about this guy? Come on, it's got more of a boom bappy feel. I know how much you love saying those words.
It's cool. It's cool. It's got a vibe to it. It's got a certain type of feel. The energy's there, but I think that I'm more of a higher energy type music listener type person. But I do enjoy the lounge feel that they're kind of giving off. There's this certain type of like jazziness to it. You have like this piano, and you got some like what is it, like saxophones like that. You kind of have that type of sound there. I like how there's a smooth change from the last track to this one, and kind of how they're the tracks on the album so far are kind of like leaking together, but like this. It's not like a weird drastic change. It's not like suddenly there's 808s and fucking snare drums all over the place and shit, right? So that's cool. But I feel like this is still more braggadocious, just not as cool as the previous one. I think this has more of like a softer side to it. Kind of like, again, that loungy feel. They're kind of talking riches and stuff. Something on verse 2. I forget who said it on verse 2. But I slip on the scene, I'm slick and I'm clean. Oh, I think it's
Apple Deep.
Apple Deep, yeah. I slip on the scene, I'm slick and I'm clean. I slide off the green like my money's Vaseline. The mood is supreme. The ladies looking nice. They rolling with the team. Yeah, we gotta fit them right. I think I like that. I like how he's kind of flexing and showing off. It's got that, again, that braggadocious feel. Everyone else on their verses kind of have the same flair for me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly just like, it's good, but I'm not seeming to really get into it yet still. Like, there's something with the certain type of moods that I feel they're bringing that I'm like, I get it. It's cool. It's nice. It's just not me. But they all flow very properly. They all carry the beat well. They're all very talented. So give it a 3.9.
I like this one a little bit more than the last one. I don't know how much I like the chorus. 1 is for the love, 2 is for the soul, 3 is the magic number, 4 is forever. Like, whatever. It sounds nice to listen to, but when I sit there and I think about it, it's right up there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever that Swizz Beatz track is.
But that's dope, though.
Like, to me, they're in the same vein of the same thing. It's hard for me to get into it. Taboo's all right. I feel like he comes in and he's rapping right and whatever, and then all of a sudden I just get distracted by how much better will.i.am sounds on this track than fucking everybody else. Like, it's amazing. Like, as far as I'm concerned, will.i.am is delivering like a 5-on-5 flow performance here. It's one of my favorite of his performances on this album. Mm-hmm. Nobody else matches him. No offense, Apple Deep, you're good too. I liked your verse. I did. But man, did will.i.am fucking steal this, man. Like, the hit him off with the click-clack Mortal Kombat. I'ma slap him with the boom bop. Top of format. Told him, step back. This ain't Power Maniacs. And the Black Power Ranger, baby. You can call me Zach. That's exactly how I flipped the lyric. Rap acrobat. I'm like, that was pretty good. Like, that was fucking nice to listen to. The flow was fucking proper. The lyric rhyme scheme really bounced off the beat in a way where he's, like, fucking hitting it nice. Like, his on-timeness was excellent. I don't know, man. It was so impressive to me. And then, you know, Apple Deep comes in, the chorus comes in, and I'm like, whatever. But then will.i.am saves the fucking day. Yep, real shit. I go rock it like this 3-pointer, hit it 3, yes, indeed, it's a swish. And it's not necessarily what he's saying. Like, when I'm dick up a bitch, it'd be heavenly bliss. I don't care. But damn, do I like how he's saying that shit, because it sounds fucking great. The way he's delivering these lines is super enjoyable. And for anyone who ever may have questioned his rapping ability ever, to me, I'm blowing out the water here. Like, this is a great example of will.i.am's talent. So I guess it's a 4.1. The beat's okay, kind of smaller or whatever, but it does flow right. Chris has there is a consistency to this album as you play it from like literally the first track to the last one, where it all makes sense sonically, and it's very well produced and it's very shiny. I like it maybe a little bit different kind of shiny than this shiny. This is very pop shiny to me.
Right.
Not that the composition is anything, it's the effects used, but I still like, it's a good song. I could see how like Bonnie would be really liking this album a lot more than I am. Anyhow, that is just a constant part 1 and 2.
TikTok, you don't stop. It goes on and on and on, all around.
So I think it's cool how they use that Slick Rick sample.
Yeah.
It might be a live Slick Rick. I think it might be a sample though. And they credit him like in a feature. So I just thought it was kind of fucking weird how people will like sample something that is an actual performance of a person and not like treat it like a feature. You're basically featuring that person, even if it's a sample of them. So fucking feature the person. So as far as how they credited people on this album, all the respect. Very cool of them.
Well, Slick Rick, old school hip hop. They're bringing back hip hop. That's kind of like their.
No, but I meant like in a literal sense.
I
How it
understand
shows
you
up
meant
on
in, like, a literal
Spotify.
sense.
And like
But I
how they
think,
have the
like-
beat maker dude on the one with De La Soul Peoples and shit. Like the fact that they put that name there as a featured person was very respectable.
But I think that in regards to their whole, we need old school hip hop, they're like Slick Rick is a known name of like legendary status.
Well, I think
so. It's like
it's
it
not
still emphasizes the whole package of
yes,
old school.
that's a different point.
Right.
And in that regard, I think it's a constant. And I mean, Slick Rick's keep it going output, set up this vibe, TikTok, you don't stop, and then he runs with that to like, we are always on the grind, we're always working hard, and we're always doing our shit, you know? And the energy that they're trying to create, this is, I think, one of the more, this is their new energy, the new wave that we're creating in terms of their philosophy and shit, you know?
There seems to be a consistent party vibe to this, which I still like, even in the certain ways, like it still has this like feel to it, and I like how they're keeping that positive vibe, that positive
But
party
to
vibe.
me, it's more in the just because they kind of make like hip hop is a music you dance to. That's the party vibe I get from it. Not so much that these lyrics are like, tonight's the night, fill up your cup. I got my bottle.
Right.
Let's fill it up. You know, like that was party music. Like I don't know, that's Lil Jon equivalent lyrics. You know, shot, 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 shot,
Lil
shot,
Jon
shot.
is way better.
I don't know about that. But which do you
on
guys
Club
prefer?
Juice?
Back in the day, Lil Jon, or mid 2008 era Black Eyed Peas? You guys decide.
Okay, fine. Maybe Black Eyed Peas had a win because they had glowing paint.
I don't have an opinion on either of this. So I do like how it's like right away. We'd be throwing down like Mohammed. Don't know we'd be flying like comments. Stick with the tongue. Word to the mouth. Vomit. Master of the sun. We rocking these comics. It's just like, damn, we're coming in hard. We have a comic line, motherfucker. I guess I should have cut it at that point.
I like their business ethic, though. I like how they're also, because it's, when you think about it, they haven't dropped an actual project in like 8 years since what we just found out.
Yes.
And it's like to see them go onto different other venues or avenues is pretty
Ventures.
cool. Ventures. It's pretty cool. And in terms of like a lot of, if you remember their music videos, a lot of their music videos, a lot of the way they're kind of like, again, the futuristic stuff, it would be cool to like see what their comic series would have been.
I mean, I'd like to not check it out after this, but in general, I think it is cool that they kept busy and that they kept working and they kept creating and doing different things. And I like the fact that Apple Deep kind of has like, we go around, we work hard, and we spread the love, you know. And then Taboo follows it up like, you know, I like I maneuver through the simple minds and keep it complex. Spiritually, mentally, we will connect. We do it intentionally for progress. First, just heart, gotta spread the love effect. I mean, he basically, in like 4 lines, described our entire fucking conversation on the decision track.
Right.
So, like, man, I mean, that's what they're trying to do. And I respect that because it's some real shit. We keep it on the positive because it's hard to find. On that note, and then it does flip into a part 2, which considering 2 of the other tracks had as distinct beat flips, why didn't they get part 2s? I digress. This one kicks in and distorts like the
Well,
Don't Stop.
This one had a girl on it.
The girl's part of the group, though, I think.
I don't think so. I think she was just part of the project.
Okay. Either way, I still think
Because
that
isn't there? Well, my
it's
theory
Jessica
why is there's a part
Reynoso.
on this one, but she's
No,
not
I'm
credited on
pretty
the other one.
I know she's not. That's just genius there. But from what I remember reading, she was like part of the group for this project, maybe. But like
Right.
she is the main girl. All the songs you hear, girl, is her,
But
except
that's
for
what
the
I'm
ones that have like a clear
But
feature.
that's what I'm saying for this project, because on one of the tracks that we just talked about, I forget which one. I think it's like number 3 or whatnot. Forever, they go 1 plus whatever plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Original Black Eyed Peas, and it's like
I know that they said that, and there's only 3 of them, but this girl was definitely involved in multiple tracks, etc. Still, I think it's because the beat transitions, right? So you have this constant sound in the first part, which is maybe a little more classic-y stuff, and then it flows into like how we still do this and keep it constant, and showing you how they still have that basic sound, how it transforms into this new wave things. It almost proves Chris's point earlier in the podcast of how no matter what they do, they have a certain constantness to their sound. And I appreciated this song the more that I listened to it. It did take a couple listens for it to really grow on me. It's a little more loungy at the end than I would like. Like, I don't feel like it's an album I would go to my way to listen to at home. But so far, it's an album I would totally go out there and listen to when I want to get white boy wasted. So
See,
I'm giving
I'm
this
gonna
a
flip that.
4.25.
I'm gonna flip that. The Little Peep album, I'll go to get drunk to. No jokes, no puns or
Okay, go
jokes
on.
intended. But this album, I'm gonna put this on while I'm cleaning my house.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Like that's
I
just
put Lil Peep on to clean my house. I'd be like sitting there washing the dishes. I was trying to die last night. I survived suicide last night. Buy AdSense money. Go on.
jeez. But I do enjoy in verse 3 there was a line, let's go Soul Train, let's go blackout, turn that bass up, let's go max out. Again, Soul Train, they have that type of feel to it. They're bringing back and kind of like sparking and sprinkling little bits of old school hip hop all over not even just hip hop, but like other type of genres that stem from hip hop. And that was really, really cool. I gave this a 4 on 5.
That's fair. Let's talk about the dopeness. Somebody commented that I'm too high with all my grades. I'm going to keep staying too high with all my grades, but they criticized that it made it hard to understand what were standout tracks on the album, from how my grades can be a lot the same shit. This is a standout track on the album, in my opinion. I just wanted to establish that with clear words because my grade might not reflect how standout it is, in my opinion, compared to the other ones. But how did you feel about it, Chris?
I liked it. I felt the chorus to be very smooth. I felt that there was a lot of energy in here. They really kind of stuck to the name of the track of being dope. There was there had this raw type of feel hip hop to it. This kind of like boom boombox, boom bap, but like that boombox feel, like on the corner, kind of just chilling out with the homies at the park or whatnot type of vibe. And I like how will.i.am was like, want to know about me, go wiki wiki, I'm a time bomb about to ticky ticky, send me to the top on tippy
I do
tippy.
go wiki wiki.
Only fly chickens, I'm picky picky. I like how he said that.
I
How
do
he's
like
kinda,
good fried chicken. I'm sorry, fried chickens, but I do like good fried chicken.
but I like how he said that. I like how he's having fun with this, and he's keeping that like kind of jokery vibe. I think it's Taboo who says in verse 2, he goes, I'm all up in your head like a CAT scan. I thought that was a pretty cool line.
I got him sweating like a fat man. It's basically the same quality of line, but somehow less funny. Anyway, go on.
A little bit.
Go on.
The fourth verse was actually what I really wanted to talk about and Pretty Wicked. CL did a really great job.
She's fantastic.
She had this like flare up attitude to her.
I don't love the cocoa, no sniffy. I got soul because soul is my city.
Both. Like she's just kind of laying it down. She's taking charge, and I like how her verse sounds way better than the rest of the group. And I think they did that on purpose. Like,
I mean,
it seems to be a little bit more polished, I find.
I think she's just polished. I think she's extremely talented because the chorus is great because of her.
Right.
I'm super baby. I'm super dope. I believe it because you can hear the polish in what she does. I don't know how much that's effects so much as her being good. That verse is hard though. Like she comes in like I'm doper than the dope game, making more money than the dope man. Oof, like her music is just a better business venture than any drug dealer could have ever gotten because of how fucking fly she is. And if she's popping in the K-pop scene, I imagine that's a good situation to be in. But I gotta say, I equally enjoy listening to both will.i.am's first verse because it comes in, it has that like kind of funness. It's a little bit of like flashy. I got money, life is good. I'm kind of living well, and that's kind of what they're doing here.
Still.
But this is a fun version where even I'm feeling the fun. This is kind of cool, you know. Apple D and Taboo do their little verse, and it's like, same kind of good shit, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Then we flow into will.i.am doing something that's a little more Caribbean sounding.
Yep.
And it's really cool sounding to me. I know who TKO is. I remember when that Chi Chi Man song popped. I really enjoyed his verse there. It blew me away. And then she comes in, you're not even expecting it, and you're just like, motherfuck, she's good, you know?
Yep.
All things considered, this is a fantastically enjoyable song. So I gave it a 4.5 on 5.
I give it a 4.2.
Which I guess would be standout marks because they're higher than the other ones. But I can see how if like the rest of the world is giving 3s to shit as an average grade, and my average grade is more of a 4, that it's a little bit hard to understand. Maybe we'll make a video about our grades and like pin it as like the home one. I digress. We can go all around the world but Europe with our videos soon. So like, while their music may go all around the world, to you fine folk in Europe, if that copyright law goes through, our shit might get blocked. So VPNs, yo, they're good friends. Anyway, how do you feel about this track with all of these legendary names attached to it, including Mr. Phife, Dawg, rest in peace?
I enjoy the track. I enjoy the artists. I enjoy the flows and kind of how they're, again, being like braggadocious, but like in a sense it's kind of like validating who they are. They've been around the world, they've been to many shows, they kind of name drop like LA and different sorts of like cities, like main cities that you'd want to visit or whatnot.
Where are the shorties gems, Chris? They're fucking gems in Canada, up in T-Dot, okay? Let's just give some Canadian love. Thanks, Phife, Dawg. Go on, Chris.
Make that point. I just didn't enjoy the beat. For me, it was. I just find it to be slower, more, again, on that lounger side. Not saying that it's bad. I guess it's just like it's not. It wasn't really my vibe at the moment. It wasn't like the time and place to kind of have that like very sit downy, relaxing type feel and thinking about all the success that the Black Eyed Peas and these famous legendary people have had.
A Tribe Called De La Peas, please.
Yes,
Let's refer to them by their fun new name.
I do like how they're referencing A Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul. That was cool. I like how
it's featuring them.
Yes.
Not referencing.
Well, I like how they did their little reference thing while they're featuring them. Sorry, I should speak a little bit more technical, please. Well, I liked how in verse 3, when it was like rugged like a rough rider, sunken like a skin diver, plug in, I dug in, but don't come inside her. Blessed with the insight, stay lit, I've been bright. That was pretty cool. I like the DMX shout out to Rough Rider. It was awesome. Verse 4,
Posdnuos or something like that. He's my favorite verse on this album. It's so fucking good.
I like his voice. It was so outstandish.
The flow is fucking great. Like, it just hits the beat in a way you're not expecting, but it's still perfectly timed. It's gorgeous as a flow.
Right, as he says right off the bat, I am not of this format, so let me formally introduce you to my formula. I like that.
Standing on your doormat. Anyway, go on.
I like how it's not your average rapidy rap stuff. It's more talking and just kind of staying with a flow.
You're right. It's excellent rapidy rap stuff. It's above average in a significant way.
Absolutely. But because the beat didn't really enthrall me and that's not something I'm really going back to, I gave it a 3.9.
See, I'm really cool with the beat. I think it's fun and it flows well, and it almost sounds like all these guys were meant for this beat. And I think Phife Dawg's verse, fucking next level. Then the chorus comes in, and it's back in that, like, okay, I know what kind of a chorus it is. I'm not a big fan of these kinds of choruses. Moving on, Will.i.am's verse is fantastic. I really enjoy it. And I thought about it when he said, beat you with the beat beater, EQ the bass deeper, attitude like Ice Cube, put you in that cold freezer. And I think in some cases he really is trying to kill you with the beat, man. He's just trying to like hit you in some like deep subwaves that make your fucking things burst or something. I couldn't think of a noun, so I said things. I like his flow. I like how he sounds. He sounds great. And then Apple Deep comes in, and I noticed, I'm like, oh shit, you got the big boys coming in, so the other Black Eyed Peas guys don't get to show, Taboo doesn't get to show up and play. So Apple Deep got to make the cut, and he sounds great too. He really does. Not as great as anyone else on the song, but good enough to be there. Kind of like when Chris Calico's there next to Tech Nine and Eminem. Like, he's good enough to be there, but he's not Tech Nine and Eminem.
Right.
And then Posdnuos steals the show. It's fucking fantastic. Great outro.
Although, just on that note, he did do a good song on Speed 'em too.
That's fine. I gave this one a 4.25, mostly because I'm not down for the hook, but I love the verses and I love the overall sound. And it really got me thinking about the next track. I have a little grievance with it as we talk about the new wave. So I guess my grievance with this song, for those who might think I think it's a bad song, I don't. It's just, it kind of sounds like stylistically they're kicking it up a notch with this like new wave, this new sound you've never heard before. You know, that's honestly what it sounds like they're trying to say. And I
But
get,
it doesn't sound new.
it honestly sounds like what both A Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul did in recent years. It sounds like it sounds like the shit going on in like fucking New York with No Name and all them.
Kind of
like,
sounds like the first track on the album, just with the heavy effects.
See, I'm okay with that because like this album is reflecting that new wave.
I understand, but I'm just saying,
But
like,
I guess,
it sounds like that.
But what I guess my point is, on a philosophical front, maybe is what they're trying to talk about. But I felt like this song was making it sound like it's not just the philosophy, it's the overall package and the overall sound. And that's fine if they're rebranding as something like in this direction, this back to hip hop, this back to true to form thing. But I can't say I've heard anything on this album that stylistically is like a new wave of anything. However, I do have a real grievance with this song, if I believe it's the right one. So, if I'm not mistaken, I gotta find this. It's they criticize some mumble rappers at a certain point in this song. I believe it's Taboo. So he goes, and they don't need to trip on my E2A. Tab always on time, no delay, fine. That's cool because he raps proper, he's on time, everything's good. What the fuck they rhyming about these days? I'm like, lots of stuff. They're rapping about lots of different things. Our channel is fucking proof that in 2018, people are rapping about literally fucking everything. I mean, we got No Name's pussy writing doctoral theses, yo. Like, everything is being fucking rapped about. They be mumbling. Like, what the fuck did he say? Who? Who the fuck is mumbling? Like, what the fuck did he say? Name one person that, like, is actually mumbling to a point where you can't listen in and be like, okay, whatever. You can say they're saying some stupid shit, or that they're very repetitive, or that their subject matters are whatever. But it sounds kind of dumb when you're just like, oh, he's mumbling. So what the fuck? Mumbling is like mumble. That's what mumbling sounds like.
I love the passion you have when it
fucking
comes
can't
to like
stand
defending these kids. Like,
because of the next motherfucking line. So please speak clear and enunciate. Okay, that's a little bit of like, I read a book about the ghetto. That's a little bit more complicated, apparently, if you're into the systematic oppression type of thing and the education systems and stuff. Maybe it's not like a matter of, if you're not exposed to, let's call it like proper English versus some of the more urban versions that have been bred due to the way that the system is set up, just being like, yo, enunciate better and speak clearer. It's a stupid fucking argument that just sounds kind of ignorant if you're all about changing shit. But then he goes, don't be all up in my ear and irritate. Be different, differentiate. Be the new, brand new. And I was like, yo, what the fuck did he just say? Let's rewind this. Let's rewind. I'm not done. Let's rewind this. So he goes in and he attacks the mumble rappers, who is a genre of these new young kids making a brand new sound that sounds nothing like what
like
golden
the
era.
New? Like the new brand new?
Like it's not like the golden era hip hop sound that essentially being clear and rapidy, being a lyrical miracle type guy would be, right? So instead they made the new. They made the different. Maybe to you they all sound the same. Okay, that is just a sign of getting old. I'm 31. I know that it's hard to keep up with the young.
Right.
But you are literally calling the new and the different sounding out for not sounding like the old and the classic and then getting mad at them while proceeding in the next line to fucking tell them to be new and different. Like, what the fuck do you want them to be? You guys aren't necessarily being so new and different at all with this. You're more like rehashing with polish. I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm just saying. So
just a little bit of shiner.
I got that out.
I got it out. Shiner on the knob.
I did get it out.
You feel better?
A little bit, yeah. The hook's kind of weak. The hook's kind of weak on this in light of everything I was just saying. And I know that guys like Mr. Ismail Gadamsi are like, the way the artist express it is very key and stuff, and maybe my philosophical point of view shouldn't influence how much I like a song, but it does. So I gave this a 4. It is an okay song. It is well made and stuff, but I feel like there's a bit of a conflict between what they're trying to say and them making fucking Star Wars bars. Anyway, I don't want to piss off the people watching this in case y'all are for it, but in general, they just came in and like, we're new. Here's some normal sounding stuff. Nothing was new about it. Whereas, let's be real, man, like cooking up dope in an Uzi is kind of new ways of saying some shit. I never thought I'd be defending this, but it's newer than go and tell the world, go and tell your neighbor, tell her that her daddy's name is Darth Vader. Like, if you're going to talk about, like, the new and the different, like, cooking up dope in an Uzi, like, that's elaborate and, like, it's...
Okay, it's cooking up dope in the crock pot.
Cooking up dope with a Uzi. Bad and bougie. Cooking
I've
up dope with a Uzi.
thought they said cooking up dope with Lil Uzi. Like, just crediting the fact that
And anyway... I'm certain that's kind of what the point of the line was.
Right.
I'm not trying to like compare these two things and be like whatever. What I'm trying to say is that they're making these comparisons and I'm criticizing them for not being so fly that they get away. At least like when a Ritz or somebody does it, like they're coming at it from like this underground chopper flow type thing. So like it is significant. This is just without the effects. The same shit that the other guys are saying. So if they were to listen a little clearer, they would hear that and maybe criticize this. Look, that's just me. It's my grievance in general with this type of... And then, you know what? Honestly, I'm just zeroing in on those bars.
Just to be clear, I agree with everything you said,
and
except for the whole...
Hold on. Most of this is just for Taboo's little part there. And then the other part where I said that stylistically and even philosophically, I don't think they're doing anything new. I think they're actually riding an existing wave that maybe... they helped build with shit like Where's the Love? I'm not even saying it's new for them. I'm saying that it's not new ideas for history to even do this in music. That is literally what the 60s was about.
It just, to me, it feels like this was their Black Eyed Peas track from what I grew up with.
Nah, dog, that's the closer. To me. Like, this is like...
I'm talking like the party tracks, like this, because I can't disagree, and I don't disagree with anything you said, and your whole big grievance. Honestly, and rant, I
want y'all to know on the internet that even I know I'm being fucking ridiculous, and that everything I said is a fucking petty grievance, and the song's probably got more justice to anything I said.
I don't agree with that. I think that the song itself is simply just them trying to make another club track that just sounds different compared to a lot of the trappity trap auto-tuning music that's happening today. But you're right.
But there's an irony that... Anyway, go on.
But I think that's what, if I understand irony, that's what it is. It's not that it's a new wave. You're basically just repolishing something that's already been done, and it's not being done compared to all the other music that's coming out today.
Oh.
So it's like, to claim this as a new wave is just a little bit like, it's a really shitty rebrand in my eyes.
I mean, and again, philosophically speaking, I don't find that this be positive, love everyone thing is new. Like, so many artists we've even covered on this channel have said this kind of a messaging. Right. So I get maybe it's new for them, and this is the new direction they want to go. And on that note, I totally support it. But I think it's the idea that they invented it, or that they're like the owners or pioneers of it. Nah, they can popularize it further, I suppose. They can add to an existing thing, but like, y'all didn't make that. Fuck, Lil Yachty's all about positivity and shit. Right. I said Lil Boat. I said Lil Yachty, because I listen to this shit a little bit.
I did give the song a 4. It sonically sounds good. It's a nice track. It's pretty hype. It's got some energy. It is a good song.
We both gave it a 4?
Yeah.
Yay. Anyway, let's talk about New Wave Part 3, 2, and 3.
Vibrations.
No, I'm talking about New Wave Part 2 and 3, also known as Vibrations Part 1 and 2.
Wherever I go, you know the MO, bro. We never lay low, no.
I do know that this is a different song than the
Just
previous
to be
song.
clear, it's called Vibrations Part 1, Part 2, Part 3.
It's just Part 1 and 2. There's no 3.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's another one that has a Part 3. It's not Vibrations. It's Ring the Alarm or whatever that has 3 parts. I called this Part 2 and 3 because thematically, I feel like Vibrations is just a pure extension of New Wave. And this song, like the last one, they're presenting that they're on this New Wave. And I feel like in Vibrations, they're more describing their New Wave a little bit more and how they feel the vibrations of the music and the air of the attitude. And
But then they copy the current wave with the trappity trap that comes in at the end of the track.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, which is why I love the song, because I got what I wanted.
Also, like what they're fusing it with is a little bit different, and I mean they are adding blends and twists and stuff. And
right, but like that just kind of confuses me a little bit when it's like mumble rappers this and blah 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 blah, and this is the new wave.
To be
but
fair,
then it's like
trap and mumble rap aren't exclusively the same thing.
I understand.
The mumble rappers may often use trap, but to call like T.I. and a mumbling illiterate person is unfair, in my opinion.
That's completely unfair.
I find Jeezy to be quite clear.
Yes, Jeezy is clear.
I digress.
But I enjoy the track. I like how this doesn't have that many like lyrics to it. It's more of like an actual vibe. Of course, I do think that this is basically the embodiment of the entire album. When I heard this song, just the way that it flows, it went from soft, smooth to kind of trappity trap at the end. Even the rhyme styles were a little bit different. Even like Will.i.am coming onto the trap style was like even more of that like triplet flow type of like kind of like reminded me of like a simpler
I just gotta point out,
like
it's kind of funny that the trappy part has, oh my god, they're playing Tribe and here we gunning from there, go in with the low end theory, which is an album we're gonna review, don't get me wrong. But like, I thought it was funny that they threw on the Tribe quest on that part of the song. I don't know if I missed something there, but anyway.
I do enjoy it. I think this is the song where I think they are sponsored by Supreme, the designing brand. Because they use Supreme, like, they've shouted that out a lot throughout the entire album. And I'm just
fair,
like, okay. And just to be clear, my team Supreme, I'm rolling in green, you know what I mean. And it's not the first time that either of them have used that in the same type of context. But
then there might be some other context of Supreme that we're not aware of. Or just if it's the rhyme.
Well, I mean, if your team is Supreme, you're the best team. Like, that's literally what they're saying.
But Supreme is the brand and Supreme is the word in this context. I'm not educated enough on this subject to know if they have a brand deal. It's a possibility I thought of, but it wasn't enough for me to say firmly, so I like the idea.
Fair enough. I like in the beginning when they're like, we're on a mission to give them a little vision to listen to what I'm spitting. There's really no competition. I'm hitting them with the gift and the gab, the slow clap. We taking them back to vibe from the original format. I like that. I like how they're kind of mixing it up and they're kind of just being very honest with us and letting us know like this is what we want to do, and we can give you a little bit of what y'all want right now, but we still kind of want to show you like there's another sound that's kind of being produced right now, and that slower type of melody vibe was pretty cool. I did give this song a 4.5. I think this is one of the better tracks on the album for me. I
do dig the part when it's like, fuck what you heard, fuck what you read on my leg, on my arm and leg. I'm moving ahead, came with the antidote, got the hope for the dead, stay woke, what the fuck do I need with a bed? I kind of dig that. Like, forget about your preconceptions, forget about everything. I know where I'm at. I'm coming in with the legitimacy. We keeping it real. We on New Vibe Part 2 and 3, like I said. Right, vibrations, whatever. I dig the overall feel of this. I think it's a fun song to listen to. I don't know if like I'd like it quite as much as Chris. I give it a 4.1. I felt like it was a bit better than New Wave, but I don't know. I'd gloss over these. If I was by myself listening, there's a few on this album like Dopeness that I'd have to listen to. Constant would hook me every now and again, you know. Back to Hip Hop's pretty fire, but like I could kind of skip over these last couple just because the overall sound isn't as much in my preference set. But the quality from like an objective standpoint is totally there. That's fine. You want to talk about love and women? Let's talk about Wings. Yeah, this is definitely the more lovey-dovey song on the album, as close as, like, they want to smash. That's kind of the point of this, and they're going through different verses with that. Nicole Scherzinger does a very gorgeous hook. You know, when I saw you in my dream, you wore the crown, you were my king. So, you know, maybe it's a special woman, and they don't just want to smash hoes per se. It's like that woman that they want to come at. That's fine. And then she Tom's Diners us, which is a relevant thing because Tom's Diner is the which is, fun fact, when they were developing the MP3 format back in the day, they used the a cappella original version of Tom's Diner to actually create the MP3 file. There is some trivia for you. Nice. So if we're really talking about a back to forms, in a sense, this is a historically relevant melody for all music as long as you're listening to it digitally, which we all did. Anyway, and then I enjoy the rhymes. It's fine. I mean, hey babe, come tease me, please me. I make you my side piece and my wife. Freaking, then take it easy. Hop in my cockpit. We gonna take flight. Okay, whatever. Whatever, Will.i.am. You do your thing. And then she moans for him for a while. Apple Deep's a little more fucking blunt. Hey babe, I'm planting my seed. To be clear, that means he's ejaculating into her uterus to fertilize the egg so that 39 weeks later she'll have a baby. Been thinking about baby names, and maybe he's crazy. No, sir. It's natural to want those things. It's cool, especially if you meet somebody that you want to have kids with. That's normal when you've been in love for a while. I'm happy that you can experience that, Apple Deep. I've never heard anyone put it so bluntly, but I respect it. Taboo is just wanting to fuck. And I feel like he when I enter you, when I enter you, it's just, look, Taboo is corny. It's corny to me, his whole part, but it's funny corny. I actually enjoyed listening to it. We up in that bed, your head's in them clouds when I enter you. That is the kind of line that I would personally laugh at if I were to, like, hear in a song. So I think it's hilarious.
I enjoyed the break from the type of music we've been getting so far.
So I give it a 4.2 because I found it to be fun and whatever, but it is kind of what it is. In general, it's not my favorite style of song. It is what it is.
I enjoyed it. It was a nice, refreshing little break from a lot of the, like, yeah, we're bringing you new music, new wave, this is us, we're the best, blah, 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 in the Black Eyed Peas type of way. But I mean, there's nothing really much to this song. It's very simple. They're all describing what they want, or what they appreciate about these women. And again, it sounds more like a specific, a special type of person, somebody who they really want to spend their time with, somebody they want to be with. And like Will.i.am has his lavish life type of romance that he's kind of giving you in the first verse, kind of explaining to you how he wants to shower you in like nice things and kind of take you on trips and stuff like that. Apple Deep is, you know, he's thinking of having a family.
Wants babies.
And, again, Taboo is just looking to have sex and fuck around and have some fun. But again, it's more of this, like, I don't want to sleep with like hoes or stuff like that. It's like, I want to have fun with you. I want to experience certain adventures with you, you know, like for Apple Deep, I want to have my baby, my kid with you. It's like there's this level of passion in this song. But this isn't really my favorite music of all, so 4.
Awesome. So let's talk about how we're going to ring the alarm. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. All right, so this is like the serious fucking song. So it comes in and it's like proper. And Will.i.am's kind of questioning the state of the world and things. I like when he's like, the whole world right now is fucking bonkers. The internet is a brand new conqueror. So watch out for the motherfucking monsters. Yikes, the trolls are the taunters. I mean, shit, we got a couple of death threats already on this channel. So I understand what the trolls is like, taunters is all about. I mean, basically it's like he's painting out this entire like negative state. Like all of a sudden we've left, like it's almost like the reason this album needs to be here is because this song is painting out the landscape of what's actually going on. So it's a little more harsh. It's a little more like, you know, pointing out some corruption and some dark things, and then you've got that wake up, sound the alarm fucking hook from Ray BLK. It's fucking nice. It's got that severity, the pounding beats coming in, and you're feeling like an intensity, like things aren't okay. Taboo takes it in a new direction, along with will.i.am, as they talk about knowledge, and how knowledge is kind of how we escape everything, and how we can break the ignorance and break on through, but then kind of points out how kids aren't getting that knowledge. They're getting distracted with iPads and sugar, and they don't know division and shit, which is whatever.
I wanted to actually...
Well, sugar will probably stunt your development and mental growth and shit, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, and the teachers are stuffing them with aimless knowledge and blah, 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 so they only learn from the streets, and they have no reason to, like, actually grow and get the right kind of knowledge that helps you break free, so it's fucking serious.
Well, I wanted to actually have a little discussion about that, because, I mean, I do like partially agree with, like, kids shouldn't be fed iPads and iPhones and all this shit, and like kind of not being, I don't want to say educated improperly, but like you're not, like, parents or people aren't really taking the time to really teach these kids what is what and what is not. But then the other part of me is kind of like, but what, like, look at the world we live in. Everything is becoming more digital. Everything's becoming more about iPads, iPhones, and technology. And it's like, maybe when I was a kid, having a cell phone, like when I was 6, 7, 5, whatever, having a cell phone wasn't the biggest, most important thing. But my kid, if I was having a baby in 2018, 2019, it's like, I know how stupid it sounds to, like, hand my kid a cell phone as a newborn, but it's like, is it though? If this is the way the world's moving forward,
I think it's like, it's not literally just that the kids have access to technology, and I think that anyone who goes, "Oh, kids shouldn't have access to technology," is missing the point, in my opinion. I think it's more the kids are being raised by iPads and being fed shit food, and nobody's fostering their minds. So if you just get the iPad and go, "Here, go play Bejeweled and leave me alone, fuck off."
right?
I mean, at least when you were sitting there watching TV, somebody was brainwashing you. Now they're just fucking, playing Bejeweled? That's just like an extension, right? So I'm not, like, trying to say that it's that simple. But I do think that in certain environments, certain kids are basically being left to be babysit with these devices and technology because it's easier, in the same way that kids were sat in front of TVs because it was easier. And I think it's just a manifestation of the modern way it's put. I don't think it's like, I mean, look, if I had a kid right now, chances are that kid would end up with a bullshit tablet because in certain moments it would be easier. But at the same time, the kids should also be getting education and a bunch of other shit.
But then, like, but then my question becomes, like, granted, you give your kid a tablet, but it's like, isn't it like your choice as like the parent to put on like the mathematical thing?
But it's bigger than that. So what if the parent has to work 3 jobs just to make the bills meet and can't literally be home?
Right.
So they go to school where they stuff you with a bunch of bullshit facts, propaganda. They don't even mention in the States how Canada won a war and we want to burn down the White House and shit because, history is written from the perspective of the winners, not the reality. It's all nonsense. Education's crap in a lot of places. So then if your kid isn't necessarily getting a proper education, I was blessed. I got a really good like my elementary school was next level. Or my primary school, depending on where you are. My high school had good teachers, even if it was full of okay students. And like, I got a good education. And at like 31, I'm pretty smart. And that is a huge fucking advantage in life. And when I consider what it would be like if I wasn't smart, if I didn't have that education, nobody had encouraged me to read and do a bunch of other things like, let's say, most people might get in their experiences.
Right.
Even like my peers, the people who went to my elementary school actually ended up doing better in high school than like anyone, from the other schools, just because we had that dope. And I got fortunate for that, And so to me, it's like when I see the impact of how education can literally change your life in regards to open-mindedness and stuff and how poorly it's distributed to people, then you get a bunch of kids who are seeing a shitty world and a broken internet and everything's fucked up and then there's no jobs or anything. And then it's like, of course, they see maybe the darker sides of life because it becomes the only reality due to the lack of education to change their perspective. So I thought that was really cool and touched on all that. And then it flows into part 2 where it gets a little bit tenser. I feel like there's more tension added to it.
Right.
Like it progresses, and Apple Deep kind of points out how fucking awful the current political state in the States is. I'm a Canadian. I don't particularly agree with Mr. Trump's politics, but it's not my place to talk shit about him. We can talk shit about Trudeau if you want. In part 3, though, it flips into this new wave they've been describing, and that's what I actually really liked about it. They're kind of almost showing their new wave approach to life. In light of all these consequences, this is how they're going to manifest into this transition into positivity, where they won't let the hate defeat them, and they will, in spite of all this darkness, choose to live in the way that they want, which I find very admirable and very interesting as the song flows into its end. It's like 6 fucking minutes, but truly this is the best song on the album. Another standout track, a 4.75. I thought it was fucking stellar. What?
I gave it a 4.75.
Isn't it fucking stellar?
That's amazing. I like when in verse 3, Apple Deep was like, "What does it cost to let up, breathe? Kind of had a dream. King had a dream, but we all still asleep." It's like, it's cool to think that there's something out there that they're believing in, and that they kind of believe that we're still kind of living the wrong way, that there's still like this hope and change. I'm not trying to like come from the perspective of negativity and saying like that I agree with them, but I do kind of see the perspective of like, if we were all claiming to be better and changing, then why is there so much shit happening right now? Like, clearly we're not doing what we're supposed to do to be better. It's kind of what I'm seeing from there. I also did want to touch upon the fact of like, and I know it's probably like a really easy topic to think of and a really thing to get behind, but it is cool. It is really strange to think how like this is the land of the free in terms of the United States, but everything's run by money. Everything's run by like
very big topic, Christopher.
No, and I do understand, but I'm just saying like it was cool how Apple Deep kind of brought that up and was just in a very simple thing. Like, you say this is free, but yet.
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
We're all paying bills. We're all like this. And I think that what it really kind of connected with me was like, yeah, he's right. Like, I pay my bills every month like it's nothing. Like, it's just you're supposed to. You don't – and for me, I don't really realize –
But, I mean, just to take on that notion, I mean, freedom's a very big word. And I get that you can make a point like, oh – it says it's supposed to be free, but in fact it's very expensive. Absolutely. On the other hand, we live in like literally the best era of life on almost any conceivable metric for most people on this side of the world. Even our worst offs are better than, say, 100 years ago. So like, for the most part, there's obvious exceptions. There's a million exceptions, I know. But for the generalizing purposes of conversation, and, we are in a great place. And it's like, yes, you pay taxes, but you also don't build roads and have to go to a farm. And you also don't have to, like, I pay rent because I don't want to fix shit. I hand my landlord those bills because I want to fix shit.
I'm just trying to say,
I'm free to make that choice.
But I'm just trying to say, like, it's something that made me, on a personal level, like, realize, like, the amount of money I spend in terms of my electricity, my rent, and just, like, my basic necessities. It's, like, it's not things that I'm actually paying attention to a little bit. And that's my fault. But it's, like, I'm not paying attention to it because I need it. I just don't want to misconstrue. Like, I find that to be a weak argument of being free. I mean, capitalism has a chokehold in a lot of ways. But, I mean, to take an idea of freedom, the kind of freedom that does exist in America, it's like go compare to Saudi Arabia, and now you'll talk about freedom. You think it's bad over there? No. I mean, yes, there's a very bad distribution of wealth in the States and a lot of systematic nonsense, but Canada too. Canada's actual like wealth distribution on a percentage basis is fucking worse than the States. But like, the fact of the matter is, freedom is a relative term for sure, but people give up freedom for security and have voluntarily done so for fucking years. So yeah, they freely chose to give up their freedom. And then on part 3, I like when will.i.am said, ain't nothing impossible. I tell myself that I am possible. I know the devil is out there plotting those plans to stop me and put me in the hospital bed. I said, yo, I will not be toppled. And I like how he's coming straight off right in the verse with this like bravery, courage, this like, you can't stop me. Anything is possible when you have that mentality, that ability to strive and succeed. I like how I don't feel like he's bragging about his own ability to succeed. I don't think he's coming at it from like, oh, me, Will.I.am did this.
No.
I think he's coming at it in like, if you believe in yourself, you could do this. If you wake up in the morning, you tell yourself that you are possible, you can do this.
Yeah. It's basically their new wave. That is their new
I know,
wave.
and I'm just emphasizing it. Like, I think it's something good that I do appreciate, and this is something I've always appreciated about the Black Eyed Peas, and I'm going to say this again later, is that they've always had this sense of hope and happiness and positivity through everything they've done. Even like Meet Me Halfway, that's a really good song. It's kind of depressing, but it still has this positive vibe to it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
4.75.
All right, let's talk about Where is the Love Part 3. Big Love. Sorry. All over the Genius page in the comments of this lyrics is a lot of people being like, it's so sad that all the songs about death and destruction are on the charts and this song with its great message isn't being heard by the world. And I'm like, the song has an awesome message. It's basically like, where is the love? It's just really awesome. But damn, is that fluffy. It is very fluffy, this song here. It is almost like it was designed and tailored to be a little bit of a radio single.
But wasn't that Where is the Love as well? Like,
Yeah, but Where is the Love? I don't know if... I think it was an accident. I think Where in the Love, the original, was a fucking accident.
Right, but
it was
like,
just this pure, honest song that blew the fuck up.
But that was also sounded fluffy, though. Like,
but it was a different kind of fluffy. It wasn't like we're trying to be fluffy.
Yeah, I get that it's the accidental
and actually,
fluffy.
I would say that the lyrics and the verses and shit, I don't actually think Where is the Love 1 is a fluffy song. I think it's an authentic and pure song. Whereas I feel like this one feels, not in a bad way, but it's fluffy, it's soft, it's nice. It's like some padding to end the album on with some smiles. Like, the world's not so bad. Because, like, they just dropped the hardest song in terms of dark, depressing subject matter.
Right.
And now we're getting the biggest pick-me-up. And it's beautiful lyrics, like, a day in the life of a kid in America. Everyone's a critic. Watching criticize your character. Everybody watching it. People love hysteria. This part's not as beautiful. It's just kind of contextualizing what it's like to be a young person in the world and having the kind of attention that comes with it. A little bit of a think of it. Think of what these people are like as they point out how kids are doing drugs and tripping. So we've got the context of the world and how there's a lack of leaders and, you know, what's going on. And then it kind of flows in that we have to not believe in the bullshit and we need to believe in love. And then it's, verses kind of painting and bringing the narrative along and how we have to kind of not give up and how we have the strength to fight together and all we need is love. Life's a blessing, knowledge is a weapon, all we need is love, we can be united, stand together. And I love the overall sentiment of this song. It feels so good, but it's like as words as the Decide song. Like, that's my problem with it. It sets up some serious context, but the truth is we need a socioeconomic plan that doesn't exploit people. That's what we need. I don't know if love is going to get us a socioeconomic plan brought from governments. We need corporate lobbyists to, like, fucking go away. We need certain things that is a little bit more than just love, is what I'm trying to contextualize. Like, even when the Beatles was like, all you need is... It's never been true. Love is something we need as humans.
But I think
But it's not all we need, because we also need food, water, and protection.
But I think that it's a step... I think it's a step in a little bit of different direction, or no, wrong. I think it's a step in a more global direction.
But it's like
granted, economic system and all that fun societal stuff you just said, great. We do maybe need that. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge on the topic to actually say that.
And that's why hearing this song feels good.
Wait. No, because I like to believe that I have my own view of the world and that it's not the happiest fucking unicorns and butterflies and shit. So no.
But we're talking about how to fix problems.
Right.
So if
so
you
I
don't...
Guess, okay, so I
so
guess
from the perspective of looking for solutions, if you don't have a comprehensive understanding of the world, which
that's
barely
my point.
do, then... And I know enough to know that you need a little bit more than love to fix the world's fucking problems right now.
But I guess that's my point then. I think what I'm trying to say is just, let's say we implement, that economic structure if we do it without having that sparkle of love in it, or at least kindness and happy or positivity, then what the fuck's the difference of a dictatorship in my eyes?
I mean,
Like-
I don't have to love you to be civil and nice
But
to
it's
you.
not, but that's the thing, like, but that's it. It's not about having to love me. It's just the ideology of love.
like,
if
I'm
you're
saying-
being civil with me
but,
and
like,
you're respecting me
I
and we're
think
doing
it
that
takes
thing.
the notion of, like, personally, I look at it like, yo, I don't think it's the right approach. It forces a certain mentality on a lot of people who might not subscribe to it. It's almost like saying, like, oh, we shouldn't notice color. Everybody's equal. Everybody's the same. If we all just loved one another, the world would
But
be
we're
a
not
better
all equal
place.
and we're not all the same.
And it's just not realistic. We need more than love. This feels good, is my thing. It feels nice. It's a good song to listen to when the world's a dark place and you need this pick-me-up. But at least the drug dealer raps are a little bit more honest than this, in my opinion. And I believe these guys in the Black Eyed Peas genuinely believe this message to the bottom of their heart, and that they act it out, and that they go out there and they push for all the best things in the world. But without a good understanding of why the world's full of hate, then it's hard to, like, just say some shit like, all we need is love. Because I think it's just more complicated than that. All we need is for a lot of, well, we need a lot of different things. We can't simplify what we need into, like, this singular sentiment. Like, oh, there's hate in the world, so let's just stop hating each other. Like, is will.i.am and them willing to give up all their wealth to make that happen? Maybe they are. But then they have to expect everyone else. And there's a whole lot of shit that would have to happen to even accomplish this idea that we would get some everyone's
Well, I guess
equal
that's
nonsense
why,
out of
like-
just love. You know,
But
like,
see, I guess that's why, like, and this, and we're gonna wrap it up here, of course, because this can go on forever. But they said the stigma behind, like, when you let go of greed, or when you let go, or when you find it in you to let go of, like, material stuff, or the obsession of wanting things, right? It's like,
does that mean you love?
I'm not. No, I'm just saying.
Like,
'cause,
that's
it
when I
was- it
hear
was
stuff
something-
like that,
It
I'm
was
just
something
like-
you were saying about, like, you know, is will.i.am and the Black Eyed Peas, like, willing to give up
Well,
their wealth?
because, I mean, like, if we want to talk about...
Hold
like,
on. But it's like, let's say they were, right? Let's say that's like, yeah, we're down for the count. Okay, yeah, but now y'all broke. Now how do you feel? Like you
Like,
went from having so much wealth to having nothing.
I mean,
it's like now
let's just pretend that everybody in the Black Eyed Peas is totally happy being poor. And the reason I say give up wealth is because the truth of the matter is most people are unhappy and don't have love because you need approximately $75K a year salary in Canada. I don't know if it's or if it was in the States, whatever, is metrically proven to be approximate happiness threshold, meaning you have enough money to save, to live life a little bit, and to pay all your bills. That is where the happiness threshold is. So as long as rich people are rich and poor people are poor, it's hard to say that all you need is love. No, all you need is a new system that maybe approaches things differently. I don't have the answers. I don't think that I'm, like, the proponent of anything. But I think that by putting Band-Aids on shit, by saying all you need is love, we actually don't approach it. And they approach some of the real shit on this album for sure, but it's almost like getting high. This song is the equivalent of getting high, in my opinion. It makes you feel good, but ain't shit gonna change by having a bunch of people sing out all you need is love. That isn't what we need. All we need is to learn the difference between facts and opinions, get a lot of knowledge in our heads, understand math and history a little bit better. And I'm saying everyone. And then we can all start having objective conversations about how we feel. I digress. I gave this song a 4.25. It's great fluff for what it is. Great feel-good music. But I don't know. It isn't my cup of tea. And you guys might disagree with me. That's fine. You can let me know in the comments why I'm wrong, but I'm a little bit depressing when I get into my worldviews of my global philosophies of where we need to be, because I'm a stark realist, and I think that the world likes to sugarcoat to avoid actually talking about real problems. And will.i.am and the boys have explained that they're of the, we don't see color type of variety. And I'm like, yeah, I got taught about white privilege, and now I have to check my privilege. I can't just be colorblind, like I can't be stupid like that. Just throwing it out there. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna just go on forever. Anyway,
I gave the song a 4.
that's fair. So let's wrap up here and talk about the end of the project. I gave this album a 4.24. It's a good album. I really enjoyed listening to it. I think they touch on a lot of interesting subject matters philosophically. This new almost mantra of this new energy they're trying to put out into the world to reject the negative stigmas of everything, to embrace the positive and the good vibrations. Stuff that's definitely easier to do when you're wealthy than when you're poor. But they're still putting out a good message and they're still doing good things. And I don't want to diminish anything of what they're trying to do. I just felt some of the philosophy, and we don't agree philosophically, these guys and I, but we're all still on the same side, I would say. As far as the music went, I love the return to form to hip-hop. I love the great sounding beats. I love the fact that they rapped their fucking asses off on this project and made great lines and consistently had wordplay that made sense. They stuck to the themes of the songs. It was very well made. And that's what I got to say about that.
I gave the album a 4.1. I think I like the album more as instrumentals more than lyrics. I kind of got a little bit bored of just hearing a lot of the braggadocious, this is what we're doing, we're kind of king shits of this type of music style, whatnot type of vibe that a lot of the songs on this album have. I really, really enjoy the serious shit. When it comes to talking about the society and how their views and what they're thinking, I really enjoy listening to that. It kind of gives some actual substance to the song, in my opinion. But for me, the album is good. I think it's just, again, for me, it's just the instrumentals that were good. It's the sounds. It's the ability to kind of zone out and disconnect from, again, my own opinion, disconnect from the lyrics and really kind of just get into the vibe and feel of it. Personally, if I'm going to go for lyrics, it's something else I'm looking for in my case.
All right, cool. So thank y'all for watching. We totally appreciate it. Don't forget to let us know in the comments what you thought of us, the review, to anything. Tell us how your day was. Do you guys have snow where you are? We have snow where we are.
Yeah, and it suddenly showed up.
It's not even December yet.
I went to bed, woke up, and boom.
It wasn't sudden.
Blanket.
We had like fucking like a week's worth of advertisements that was coming.
No, it was a Facebook post.
No, but anyway. So yeah, special thanks to the patrons, Wendell Williams, Super Old School 1994, Chris Prado, and Ismail Gadamsi. So they support us. They believe in what we do. If you do
Thank
too,
you so
can
much.
join us there. You can join the request pool where once a month we pick an album from Patreon. From that, you join the queue. Plus, when you sign up, you get a review that you get to pick whatever you want. It could be your favorite album, the most obscure thing. It could be your brother's album. It could be your album. It could be all sorts of stuff. Access the content early when we're on time, which we're often last minute, and at the end of the day, it'll help us get better gear, which is nice. And if you don't want to do that, you can hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that comment, and we'll enter some thoughts. And yeah, that's the self-promo shit. Also, I have a new project out on Spotify. You can check that out in the description of the video. I keep forgetting to plug that. And yeah, let us know what you think about anything. Let's talk on Twitter, on wherever. Peace and love, and have a
All
great
the social
night.
media handles pop up now.
Yeah, he ruined everything. Bye.